All right, today we're going to talk about something that goes way beyond just being fluent in English. We're diving deep into the architecture of language mastery. You know, what it really means to not just speak English, but to wield it with some serious power and precision.
So, look, you can probably hold a conversation, you can write an email, that's a given. But here's the real question. Can you bend the English language to your will? Can you make it sing? That's the huge difference between just being proficient and becoming a true master of the language.
Now, to help us break this down, we're going to use a guide. It's called the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or just CEFR for short. It's basically the gold standard for measuring language ability, and we're going straight to the top of the pyramid, the advanced C1 and C2 levels.
Okay, let's kick things off with C1. I like to call this level the effective operator. This isn't just someone who's competent. This is someone who can walk into pretty much any professional or academic situation and handle it with real confidence and skill.
The official term is effective operational proficiency, and that name says it all. It means a C1 user can adapt their language for almost any situation. They aren't just getting by or surviving in an English-speaking world. No, they are actively and successfully thriving in it. So, what does this look like in the real world? Well, a C1 speaker can confidently argue their point in a tense business meeting. They can pick up a complex article and get not just the main points, but the subtle tone underneath. They speak fluently, without those awkward pauses searching for a word. And they can sit down and write a clear, detailed report on a pretty tough subject. This is a seriously high level of skill.
But then you get to C2. And let me tell you, this isn't just one more step up the ladder. It's a massive leap into a completely different league. We're talking about effortless precision, where the language basically becomes a seamless extension of your own thoughts. The CEFR just simply calls this level mastery. But the keywords in that definition are everything: ease, spontaneously, and precisely. There is no friction. A C2 user doesn't just understand things, they absorb information effortlessly. Words flow out of them not just with accuracy, but with a kind of elegance. In reality, this is the person who can jump into any fast-paced, complicated conversation and just belong. They hear the subtle difference between saying "I'm concerned" and "I'm troubled." They can listen to 3 different people arguing and instantly pull all their points together into a single coherent thought. And, this is a big one, they get the joke. And they can tell one too. So, you have these 2 elite levels. What's the actual difference? Where's the line? Well, it really boils down to one key distinction. C1 is all about effective flexibility, while C2 is about effortless precision.
And let's put them side by side. Think of the C1 user as a highly skilled driver who can navigate any complex city street with total confidence. The C2 user, though, they're like a Formula One champion. They don't just drive the car, they command it with artistry and pinpoint accuracy. It's a whole other level of control, nuance, and style.
And when we zoom in, the differences get even sharper. For vocabulary, a C1 user has a wide range, for sure. But a C2 user has a vast and incredibly precise vocabulary, full of idioms. Grammar, C1 has great control. C2 has a command that is basically flawless. But here's the real kicker: nuance. A C1 user gets what's being implied. A C2 user can pick out the absolute finest, tiniest shades of meaning.
Okay, let's make this super concrete. Here is a perfectly good C1 sentence. It's clear, it's correct, it gets the job done. Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
But now, listen to the C2 version. See the difference? The vocabulary is more elevated, considerable challenges, timely conclusion. The whole structure is more sophisticated. It sends the same basic message, but it does it with a layer of style and precision that just screams mastery.
And this right here, this quote, is the perfect example of the C2 mind at work. This person isn't just saying, "We disagreed a lot." No, they are precisely diagnosing the nature of the conflict, distinguishing a simple disagreement from a deep philosophical split. That is C2 precision, right there.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? The journey from C1 to C2, it isn't really about cramming more vocabulary words or memorizing grammar rules. It's about a fundamental shift in your entire relationship with the language. It's a journey that goes way beyond just being fluent. To get there, it really takes 3 big mental shifts. First, you have to move from just trying to be correct to developing your own personal style. Second, you shift from simply understanding the language to truly internalizing its culture and its rhythms. And finally, you evolve from using language just for communication to using it to build a much deeper connection.
Which, leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Is achieving this C2 level of mastery the end of the road? Is that the finish line? Or is it maybe just the point where an entirely new, much more interesting conversation with the world really begins?